Happy Thursday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. Today, we've got the replay from Sunday night's live call-in show. That's Sunday night, March 29th, 2026. Scotty G joins me from Must See Adventures, and we take your calls for the hour. We discuss our thoughts on the upcoming Disney Cruise Line ship, the Disney Believe, which will be the fourth and we believe final, I keep saying believe, final ship in the Wish class. We talk about what we like about that class and what we wish we could get improved. We also talk about the announcement or discovery that just starting today as we're recording the show that Disney was checking magic bands over at Disney Springs, that you had to be a resort guest to get on the buses to take advantage of the Disney transportation system. What do you think about that? And much more. So we also talked a little elevators from that past Friday show. Much more on today's show. Lots of calls, lots of fun. So join us for the fun. Don't forget, today's podcast always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details this week over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You're the all-stars that keep us on the air. We couldn't do this without you. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you at patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP Open Line for Sunday night, March 29th, 2026. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Hope you're having a great weekend. Last one of March, Easter week coming up. I got some great news. Sounds like I'm going to see my buddy next weekend. So stay tuned to the feed. You might get to see some fun antics here on the stream, possibly. It's good. Possibly. We'll see. But we're going to have a good time right now taking your calls over the next hour at 407-584-7173, 407-584-7173. It's the BOGP Open Line with your friend in mind from Must See Adventures. Been editing all day from what I hear. Scotty G rocking the big Block M. Something we both have in common. What's up, Scott?
Happy Sunday, Mike. I know you've had this new phone number for a while. I guess it's not new anymore, but it's still, when you say it, it still doesn't sound natural.
Me neither. I still peek down every single time because the other one we have for like 12 years and it's still in my
that's
brain.
like the one I had. I know. I just know. And like when you said it, like I was like, is he saying the right number? Is that why people can't call in sometimes?
I don't know. Exactly. No,
it just doesn't sound right, but I know it's the right number. So it's the call-in. It's the call-in show. So come on in, call in. Let's talk Disney today.
Let's go three big topics off the top. First, we got the Disney Believe. Okay, so we got the is this the last ship in the last ship in the Wish class?
I believe it's supposed to be. See what I did there? Oh yeah, I didn't even do that intentionally.
I like this. So we're gonna get. They gave us. One thing I saw was they're gonna have some Little Mermaid in this one. I don't know. That was kind of like the fifth kind of IP that they listed. Moana was one. I can't remember all five. But
we already have a lot of Little Mermaid on the Wonder already.
That's true. But I love Little Mermaid because that was kind of Paige's thing. And so more Little Mermaid. And it makes sense because, I mean, it's a cruise and it's like water. Mm-hmm. So to bring that on. But what I saw you mention in the Discord over in the clubhouse that you like the name Believe, the Disney Believe. See, here's my take on this. Every time they announce a new ship name, I always go to Pam like, that's such a dumb name for a ship. But then it grows on me because I don't know, like it sounds weird at first, but then after like saying it for like a month or two, then it's like it's normal. Like I remember when they said the Disney Fantasy, I was like, the Disney Fantasy sounds so weird. That doesn't sound weird anymore. I just think it's like you just got to get used to saying it and hearing it over and over.
You do have to get used to saying it. I just have a personal tie to it. My mom loved the word believe. And she passed away several years ago. So I just when I hear the word believe, I always think back to my mom. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is the ship my mom would have loved. And I know you love the Polar Express, right, Mike? That was your movie.
Is weird.
And she always loved that movie. And that was like the kid's word, right? Was believe. Yes. Like that was his stamp at the end. So she just loved that. And so I always got her phrases, like things that had the word believe on it, so that was like always her thing. So when I saw that news, I was like, oh, I instantly thought of my mom, like, oh my gosh, she would have loved it, this ship. So I like that. But I was thinking like Peter Pan's got to be a big part of this, right? Because they talk about like
point.
believing with like Neverland and all that stuff. So my mind kind of went to like Peter Pan's got to make a big footprint, I would think, on this ship.
That's a good point, because that's going to be my next question, because you've sailed the Wish a couple of like 3 or 4 times, right?
Two times on the Wish.
Okay,
yeah.
2
Only
times.
2 times.
Going on the Treasure this summer, you're doing an Eastern. Haven't been on the Destiny yet, but like, this with this class of ship, and that's one thing. I was going to say, like, what would you do? Because if this is their last in this class, because I think they did make improvements from the Wish to the Treasure to the Destiny. Because again, the bones are going to be the same pretty much, but they do kind of tweak things here and there aesthetically, and they tweak the bones slightly, but not a lot, because they can. It's the same footprint. But what
were you at
say
lunch
needs
today
to
with
be
me and
changed?
Liz? Because like we kind of had this exact
I mean,
conversation.
dude, everybody knows we share a brain. This is how it is around these parts, man. We do.
The conversation was because we're going on the Treasure, so we're talking about that, and I just hear this a lot. Before I answer your question, I hear like the Wish is kind of like my least favorite ship, but I really liked the Treasure, which just kind of like blows my mind sometimes.
And I like the
because,
Destiny,
like,
yeah.
but it's like the same ship. How though?
One, and I still have this hot take, because the Wish does the shorter cruises, so I think that this it works against it, right? Because like the Destiny goes longer and the Treasure goes way longer for 7-nighters. So I mean, right there, boom, you're gonna like that better, just because like mentally you're more relaxed. You're going, like more sea days, that you're gonna like it. Plus, the Treasure leans more into the theme parks, I think, like the theme park aesthetic. It's more like oranges and like rust, Adventureland colors, like I thought. Very much like that, more adventure feel to it. Skipper Society, stuff like that. I like that.
But I told Elizabeth that things I don't like about the Wish are still going to be on the Treasure that I don't like. So I'm very curious this summer if I'm actually going to like that ship or not. I mean,
I think you'll love it.
I still like the Wish, but
I think
there are
the Treasure,
things that are still going to bug me, I feel like, on the Treasure. So we'll see.
I think the Treasure because you're going on a 7-night East, you're going to come back raving about the Treasure. I just have a feeling. Now, there will be things that'll still bug you about it. The thing about the Wish, like the Wish is very like white and princessy looking to me, which is not my vibe. It's for a lot of people. It's very pretty. I mean, it's a gorgeous ship. It's very pretty, but I'd rather have like a more jungly looking ship, like a more, like I'm in a jungle cruise, but cruise ship looking ship.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
We're good. I don't know that, but I mean, the thing is, aesthetics are just purely somebody's opinion. So I'm curious what you'll think. So what bugs you about the Wish? I mean, because everybody's got their, what bugs somebody could be a plus to somebody else. I'm curious.
So it's the dead ends, I really don't like the atrium on the Wish class. I don't like that stage. Even though I know they're trying to do more stage things on like the Destiny has something, right?
Yes.
That they do on the stage, like the Corella DeVille thing.
And that is okay. Just real quick. The Wish, they didn't use it, like when I was on it, they didn't use it hardly at all. Dude,
I had never seen anything used on it except Neil and Allie's wedding is the only thing I've ever seen on it.
Right. On the Treasure and on the Destiny, dude, that thing is used all the time. So they figured that out. There's always something going on in that thing. So it's not,
that's good.
It's not so much of a liability. You're like, why is that thing there? Like, I agree with you. Like, it's used a ton on the Destiny and the Treasure. And I guess maybe, I don't know, retroactively, are they using it on the Wish now? They should. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe they are. That would be smart. It's the Marvel restaurant isn't like my favorite.
Agreed. Agreed. But I don't know the movies.
I don't understand why I actually do understand why, but why are we going into like all in on these big like dining theater shows on the cruise ships? Like, because the Wish class has like 2 of them. You got the Marvel one, and then you got the big like Frozen or Coco or Lion King one. It's like all your meal, and then you got pirate night dinners. Like everything is like this big, like crazy, like theater show, which is fun, but they have those on the Magic class now too, because they have like the Rapunzel dinner, they have the Tiana's dinner. It's like everything is like loud and like wave your
Mhm.
napkin around, and like old school like cruise dining like doesn't really exist, I feel like. And maybe I'm like yelling at a cloud, like grumpy old man yells at cloud, like, and that's why I'm not trying to be, but it seems like there's a lot more of that on the Wish class, don't you think?
Well, yeah, and I mean, to me, 1923 is my favorite dining experience. Same for you, right?
Yes, for sure.
And I wonder how that is for. Yeah, and you're right. I mean, why does Marvel have to be like a default restaurant in all the ships? Like, there's a different experience for like you said, Arendelle, Coco, the other one what was one of the Destiny, the Lion King. So yeah, why the Pride Lands? So why does it always have to be that same Marvel restaurant? Why
I
can't
don't
they
know.
have
And
a third
the
choice?
thing is, I like it though. I like that Spider-Man show, but that's like the same one on all three, right? Is my understanding. So I
Hmm.
don't know.
Yeah.
But but there's some great things about it too. I know we've done a lot of cruise talk. I don't think this was our plan
No,
tonight,
no, just stuff to
but
bring up. People can call.
I love the rooms. Those are the best
Oh,
staterooms
they're
there
so good.
are. Those are
Yes.
gorgeous. I'm actually a big fan of the Hero Zone. I think the Hero Zone is like
Yes,
really
I
cool on
agree.
those ships.
Oh yeah, so much
Where
better.
like the Goofies area, like on the other sports areas, they're outdoors. It can get really hot out there sometimes where you might have this nice air conditioning, cool area. I think that really attracts like the teenagers a lot too. And like I like it. Me and Emily would go up there and play foosball the couple times we stay on the Wish. Like we like that area a lot. So that's a big win, I think, too. So there's some good wins on there. The Kiss Goodnight. Speaking of the Atrium, how like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the Atrium, but I love the Kiss Goodnight that they do on the Wish class. So they're there definitely are some big wins there. So, and that's the beauty of Disney Cruise Line. Like I would love to take things from each like
Mhm.
class ship and just like make the Scotty G ship. You know what I'm saying? But like I that's the beauty of it.
I agree because I mean, even Pam and I, we were on the Destiny in December, couples cruise, right? It was just us two, and we went up to the Hero Zone almost every day. Like we played bags, like we had every day we'd play like, okay, we're gonna play to 21. We'll play bags today and see who wins today, and then we played horse, because there's basketball goals in there. We played horse, and then it's a lot easier to play ping pong when you're inside and it's not windy. Like we played ping pong, we played foosball, and there's tons of those things. I mean, it's gigantic, and it was just, I did not do the obstacle course. I'm smarter than to do that sucker again. I
Yeah.
did that
I
once.
just love how you can still walk through cabanas on those classic ships like during the
I
day
agree.
because this just the way the layout is, like because sometimes to get to aft you have to walk through cabanas, so you can just sit down quietly while it may not be open, but you can just sit down there for a little bit, have your soda and play cards. It's like another place where you can sit down. And on the Wish class, you
Yeah,
can't walk through Marceline Market. They actually close the doors, and that bugs me a little bit.
And DePauli over on Instagram, who just shared her cruise with us this past week in the clubhouse. Thank you for doing that, because I'm telling you what, when I'm sitting here on a Thursday morning working on the computer and I get to see those beautiful pictures of your ice creams and you're walking the ship and the beautiful day you're having on deck, it just made my day so much better. So thanks for sharing. She says was just on the Wish, and they use that stage a lot for character meet and greets and also live music. So I think they are listening to feedback because we were on it kind of early too. So a couple of those cruises, and I think they were trying to figure out what they were going to do with that space. And finally, to wrap up the cruise talk here, Diane says she thinks the cutest part of the Wish class was what they did with the Tangled Salon and the Hooks Barbery. So those are two really unique things to that class, right? If you don't know, there's like the Hooks Barbery is like a barber shop, but it's also kind of like a little speakeasy where you can get drinks. And then there's a Tangled Salon, which is kind of like Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, but for like women, like not girls. So it's on the flip side.
Yep,
which is kind of cool. All right, so I got another thing I wanted to bring up. I had three things. Second was I saw something today on social media, and I want to give how you feel about this. Disney, not just this week, right? It's like busy Easter week, like prime spring break. Disney is now restricting bus usage to resort guests only. Like they're checking magic bands to get on buses.
Oh, I have not seen this.
Well, this was from Disney Springs. It was on WDW Magic. Like if you were getting on a bus to Disney Springs back to a resort, they were checking your magic bands to ride the buses. Yay or nay on that?
Sorry, I just got thrown off by this basketball game.
Hold I know, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, no,
that was the craziest thing.
Yeah, no, oh God. I have it on here in the studio. Oh, Dan Hurley's head just, I think, exploded.
I don't know how Duke just turned the ball over there. Sorry. Live commentary.
Twice in a row, and this wasn't even Kansas.
Yeah. I was just
we're so bad.
I
Sorry.
can't believe they turned the ball over there. So it's from Disney Springs.
Yeah,
not
from Disney
that they're doing
Springs.
that.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's not from the parks, but I mean, you know, and they say it's only going to be like for this week. It's not going to. They're not going to do this.
I mean,
like
that makes
in the
sense to
middle of
me.
May.
That makes sense to me, right? Because like the resort guests are paying to stay there.
I agree.
Not necessarily like a local that's parking at Disney Springs trying to go do the contemporary or whatever. Like that makes sense to me. So I like that. I like that. And it makes sense to do it temporarily during like really busy times, like like spring break.
I agree. I mean, you're paying all that money, and you're paying for like. You know, everybody says like the transportation's free. The transportation isn't free when you're a resort guest. It's a perk of part of what you're paying for with your room rate. You know, like you're paying for parking's not free. You're paying for the parking as part of that $300 a night you're paying to stay there. You know, the transportation's built into that, all that stuff, you know, the pools and all that. It's all built into your nightly rate. So, you know, you shouldn't be waiting behind 3 buses for people that are not staying at your hotel. You know,
Exactly.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
fine
that's
with
not
that.
really
But,
fair
yeah.
to those paying for
Yeah.
for that perk.
But
Yeah.
be lax on it. You know, if there's no demand, like I don't mind somebody catching it. Yeah, but I mean when it's packed, yeah, check the things. And shout out to George down in San Antonio who's killing it on his runs. He's checking in over on Instagram. Okay, third question. We talked about elevators on Friday, the best, the worst. You killed me because you put one in, I think, on the chat while we were recording the one to Polynesian that goes takes 7 minutes to go 1 floor or something like that.
It
I
does.
forgot about that one.
I mean, I don't think they've done a repair on that since 1971.
I don't either. I forgot about you. So right. That thing is so slow. But I mean, did you have
But
any
I've used
elevators?
it though. I've been in a situation where I've used it like after a race, you know, where I don't want to go up the stairs. I've used that elevator. Oh my god!
If I get stuck here at the Polynesian, I get stuck at the Polynesian. But I mean, did you think of any? Somebody mentioned one we didn't. I forgot. I got to find it. Did you think of any like post?
I mean, so I didn't listen to I shared another one in Discord that I really like. I love the midship elevators on cruise line, because like they're transparent, right? You can see the atrium as you go up, and then sometimes there's artwork. Like you can see like on the Dream Class, you can see like the up characters as you're going up on the elevators. So like I've always liked those. I think those are really cute. So always been a fan of those elevators.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys talked about those or not.
we did. I just saw the Duke fans, man. That is sad.
that is. I don't know how that happened. I'm still like, as a big college basketball fan, you know, like I live in a college basketball big country over here. Like that's heartbreaking. And like, I mean, actually, I kind of love it though because it's Duke. It makes me actually pretty happy. But
oh my gosh,
sorry to all the Duke fans listening. It's painful on either side. I've been on that side. I've been on that side.
That was a Caitlin Clark 3 too. That he was out there, man. Okay, back to the Disney talk. Okay, so yeah, the one that we didn't mention that was in this one, honestly, and it was mentioned by Laura in the Discord, which we missed this one, and I bet it was probably the best elevator that Disney has ever done. And I don't know if you ever got to experience this one. I did a couple times. It was the elevator at Disney Quest. Did you ever get to do this one?
No, I've never been to Disney Quest.
Oh man, it was so good. So to get into Disney Quest was like 4 or 5 stories tall, right? So you went in, you paid you didn't pay if you had like the Ultimate Park Hopper, but if you didn't have it, you had to pay like 10 or 15 bucks. I don't know what it cost. We had the ticket. You went in and like you got into this elevator and there were like obviously no windows, you just went in. And it was all
sounds like the Haunted Mansion elevator.
It was, but it was all themed, right? So like it was the whole thing didn't look like an elevator. It looked like a portal or something. And it was voiced by the genie. So Robin Williams was the voice and came on and be like, and he was like he did the genie thing, like, floor number 2, housewares, microwaves and TVs and stoves and blah, 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 but he'd also be like, but it was like, like one floor would be like all retro games. This, another floor would be like virtual Jungle Cruise, virtual Pirates of the Caribbean. So he'd tell you where you're going, but he's making jokes the whole way up and down. There was like laser lights and stuff in the elevator. It was so cool. The elevator might have been one of the coolest parts of Disney Quest.
Oh, really?
Yes. Okay. So I wonder if there's got to be a video on YouTube of that elevator, but I can't believe we forgot about that. That was like, oh man, the elevator was so cool.
That's awesome.
That was awesome. So let me open up the phone lines though, because that was 3 things. So elevators what do you think of the cruise ships? And the third thing we said. Oh, the thing about the
I've never used the elevator in the land. Have you ever used the land elevator?
Somebody was mentioning that. I don't know that I have.
Because I always use the escalator there, but
I do too.
see the elevator, and I always feel like that's like a Polynesian type of elevator.
Yeah, so I guess it would be over by the bathrooms.
Yeah, it's over by the bathrooms.
Yeah,
like
I was
if you're
trying to
walking
picture it.
in, it's like to your left there. Yeah.
All right, 475-847-7173. Let's hope the phone lines are working tonight. We have them all set up and ready to rock. So 475-847-7173. Be a part of the show. A lot of people over in the clubhouse right now. George says the elevators at the land is rough. I'd imagine a lot of those elevators are probably, like these old and just, I mean, why would you change it? It's probably original stuff. I don't know. That's what I would think. Here, we got a call. Let me grab this one. Doop, doop, doop. And let's see if it works. All right, call, you there?
Hi, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. It's Eric in Connecticut. It's been a while.
Hey,
but
it has been a
first
while.
I had to call because UConn. Yay. Yes.
Oh, man.
Love it.
That was one of my biggest distractions ever during a live show was watching that.
That was kind of crazy.
My principal tomorrow is going to be elated, so I'm going to have to ask her for budget things and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Budget things favor. She'll be in a very, very good mood.
Tomorrow's the day to ask for all the technology for next year.
Yep. Budget increases, things like
exactly.
that.
Anyway, I haven't been on a lot of Disney elevators. I can't think of any non-attraction elevator I've been on, but a throwaway line that you had in the episode made me think, do you have a favorite Disney escalator? I can only think of 5. There's Disney Springs, the Contemporary, the Living Seas, the Land, and the American Adventure. Any of those escalators really hit you just right?
Well, see, I was thinking about making this Friday show about escalators this afternoon. I was like, but are there enough? And the only ones I could think of, and you just nailed it. See, we're not doing a show this Friday on those because that's it. I can think of the Contemporary, which I think the Contemporary is my favorite escalator. If I had to nail it, because you kind of come up right there. Like, it feels like it's kind of the opposite of Rain. The way I figured it was the opposite of that scene in Rain Man. Like where they come down into the casino, but you come up into like the Grand Concourse or whatever that's called, or whatever that Grand Canyon Concourse. Like if I had a slick suit and like a brother, like it could be me and Scott. I don't think we could fit side by side because those are the skinniest escalators in the history of mankind. But like right there,
Every
we could
time
pull
I'm on an escalator. Side note, I always think of Rain Man.
Me too. See, that's why we're just like brothers, man. Exactly. But God, that's scary. But yeah, so I was thinking of that and the Disney Springs one that brings you right out by Polite Pig. That's just like smells good. But I totally forgot about the land. So what other? So you said the land, Disney Springs.
I like the American Adventure one. There's something about going up the escalators to that theater that I think is really great.
I take the steps and pass people on that one. So that's 4. What was the other one? You said 5.
The Living Seas, they have those little escalators that bring you up to the second floor, where you can go to the big tank.
I don't remember those.
I don't think those are anything special.
Huh.
I know it's not an escalator, but the People Mover one kind of feels like an escalator, but it's just like a ramp. But
yeah, that's a speed ramp.
If we're counting ramps,
like
then there's also the Pirates one too. I think that's a ramp.
Yep. I love this. Now we're all playing a game called Where Are All the Escalators Around Walt Disney World? Yeah,
It just dawned on me that like most of the escalators in Disney are all either in Epcot or the Contemporary. So does this mean that like escalators are the transportation mode of the future?
But I mean, think about it. Like Space Mountain used to have the belt, used to have the speed ramp, and they took it out. So maybe it was the future, and now the future is like fleeting. It passed and it's gone.
I really did like that speed ramp. It gave you like a nice foot massage on the way out of the.
Yeah, maybe it was just too hard to maintain, and they took it out. But I love that thing.
I always said they should have that on the marathon course. They should have those little speed ramps.
Stop! That'd be too good.
Could be like in the airport where you have the ramp and everyone just like, okay, need a break, you stop on the way you could ride the ramp.
At least at the water stops. Like at the water stops, it could be the speed ramps. You just like jump on the belt, like just cruise on through with your drink, and then it spits you out at the end of the water stop. You get back to running. That'd be a good idea.
I was watching a show on design, and they took those belts out of the airports. They said because the belts were never meant for people just to stand on. You're supposed to just walk on them so that you would get there faster. But people would walk on and stand in the middle, and turned out it was just much slower to get to your gate. So they got rid of all of the moving walkways.
Oh, we have moving walkways in Detroit.
Yeah, we have them in St. Louis too, but they have a sign that says like walkers to the left and standers to the right. Like there's a sign above, guiding people.
Well, this has been a pleasant bit of nonsense.
Of course, that's why we're here. Nonsense on a Sunday night. Now, so what do you think about the resort guest thing? Like checking, what do you think about Disney checking magic bands to get on transportation?
I'm fine with that. I know that a lot of people would go to Disney Springs and they would park there and they would clog up the parking garages and they would use transportation to go to, the Polynesian or something. It was a problem. It can be an issue at busy times. And there's always been this little tiny thing somewhere that I read that transportation is for resort guests. And if they have to enforce that, that's fine. I think Disney is been great by providing the transportation to begin with. They don't have to provide the free transportation to people who aren't staying at the resorts. So I like the idea. I don't think they should do it all the time because it really does just benefit them in the end that people can get around property where they want to go easily so that they can spend money someplace else. But if it's going to be busy, if they're going to start running out of parking at those free lots, it's something that they have to do. I don't think there's a choice there.
Yeah, I think it's well said. Don't have to police it unless it's necessary. To like when it's really busy, because obviously you want to make it pretty simple for folks to get around. But I think that's one of the things that Walt Disney World does better than any place around. I mean, if you think about how they can get guests around that whole huge property with all the buses, boats, monorails, Skyliners. I mean, it's, people do whine about transportation sometimes, but it's a miracle. I mean, there's so many buses and boats and stuff going all the time. It's crazy, the logistics of it all.
They have a fantastic system. It's free to anyone to use. But, if you're not going to have parking at Disney Springs, because people are parking there so that they can go to Animal Kingdom Lodge or wherever it is, or even pass on the fees to park at Disney Springs and go to Epcot for the day and then come back afterwards so you don't have to pay the parking fees. I think it's what they have to do because you have to have those spaces for people who want to go to Disney Springs.
Yeah, people are always going to try because I remember... I remember because everybody's going to try things. Like I remember when I was 16 or 17, a bunch of us went up to Gurnee, Illinois to Six Flags, right? So we had Six Flags season tickets and they worked at any Six Flags. Like, okay, we're going to go to the one in Chicago. And it was up north of Chicago in Gurnee. And we're like, dude, we're not paying $12 to park our car. We're going to park at the Subway that's right outside. We're just going to, dude, you get your car towed. But people try that stuff, and so the same thing. People try to do that, avoid parking. Because, parking's expensive, but you got to pay the piper sometime. Good call, though. Appreciate it, Eric. Get that tech for next year. You ask, dude. I'm telling you, you're never going to get a better chance than tomorrow. That was a big win.
I will do my best. I'll let you know how it goes.
See you, bud. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, my gosh. That's so good. They get a win. Connecticut on the line.
Yep. I know. Just like that.
Oh, my gosh. So, yeah, and Billy Bean says escalator on the People Mover. He counts as an escalator and Pirates of the Caribbean. So I
kind of count that too because, I know it's like a ramp, a speed ramp. I'm like, it's taking you up.
It is.
I'm just standing there getting moved.
It's an escalator without steps. Steps.
And I could still choose to walk up too.
That's true. And it actually it's good. I think it's a great hack during one of the race weekends. It stretches out your calves. If you lean back.
You feel that. You feel it.
You do. It's a great calf stretcher. All right, 407-584-7173, 407-584-7173. Jason down in Orlando says it's the other team, but the escalator up to Super Nintendo World at Epic is wild. Leads you right up to the chaos, overstimulated main area. We've not been there yet, but I could imagine. George down in San Antonio says they do public transportation better than most cities. And let's see here. We have somebody over on YouTube says 1day09. Weird. Last time I tried to park and go to Beaches and Cream, security told me to catch a bus from Disney Springs back to the beach club.
Wow.
I know.
I don't like that.
That'd be a hassle.
It is a hassle.
Yeah.
Security at the resorts is the most inconsistent.
I know, because like sometimes I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead. You have it. Like
they don't even care. Sometimes they don't even look at your license.
That's what I was gonna say. Like sometimes you have out like your Magic Band, your license.
I have my passport, my birth certificate out sometimes, and they don't even look for it.
Exactly. And then then you'll get that, or they'll churn you around. Like there'll be 5 cars behind you. They'll still churn you around. You never know, and
you just never know.
Yeah, that is the thing about that. But you drive.
That's why sometimes I just don't want to rent a car sometimes because of that.
I was going to say, because you drive a ton, so you encounter that a lot. Like I don't, I always just Uber over and then just take Disney transportation because I don't want to deal with that. I just, just say it. Yeah. When I'm in Uber, I'm like, that's their call. Cause I'm in the back seat. I'm like, I'm dropped off, drop me off. Please just let me in. Let's see here. 475-847-7173. We did find out this week too that Disney is not doing the AI thing as much. I mean, that wasn't really their doing. I don't know a lot about all this stuff, but they had all that, stuff go down. But I'm kind of glad to see that hopefully it'll lessen that stuff. I don't know how much you know about all that stuff.
I wasn't really following it.
I'm not either. But I mean,
I made some ADRs this week for my Memorial Day weekend trip, 60 days out.
So let me guess.
I know it was a conversation in the Discord. There was like
that.
A poll about it.
Okay, well, so I'm not going to guess. So what are you excited for? What you got?
I'm actually excited. So Jared and Stacey are actually going to be down there because they're like going to a beach. And then they're just going to go down there for like a day. They're going to have their dogs. So I'm going to be curious how that's going to go. They're going to spend a night at Riverside with their dogs. Like you got to get them on a trip report to just hear how that goes.
Dogs? There's more than one?
Yeah, dogs.
Oh my gosh. Did I just hear like dogs?
Yeah. But we're going to go to Hoop-Dee-Doo one night. I thought that because they don't have a theme park ticket. And I was thinking like, where was a good place to go when you don't have a theme park ticket? I thought Pioneer Hall. Yeah, a great place.
So wait, back to the dog thing. Are they driving from Illinois?
So they're gonna drive from St. Louis area, yeah, because they're going to like was it like Anna Maria Island? I think that's out there, like in northern Florida or something. I think I could be wrong.
I don't know.
And somewhere over there. So they're doing like a week at the beach, and then they're just gonna go to Disney for like a day.
That'll be cool. That'll be fun to hear about the
cool.
dog experience. So I mean, you guys had Oliver forever, and Riley was sick today, so we've been dealing with that today. Of course, like it's one of those days. Like she's great. It's not her fault. She just had a little tummy issue this morning. Surprise. And but I mean, like I don't know, man. And I know people like this again. This is like the ships. Everybody's got their own thing. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I could deal. Like, I love Riley. Dude, Riley and I are inseparable. Like, because I work from home. Like, she's on my hip. The only time she's not on my hips when I'm doing the podcast, because inevitably somebody will walk by the lake and she'll bark at him. So I don't want her barking on the show. But she sits right outside the door because she can hear my voice. And so when I come out, boom, she's there. But I don't think I would take her to Disney. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I don't think we could ever take a dog. That's why I'm curious. Like, how this is going to go for them, because they're going to board their dogs up one day. So at the
best friend's place
right by Riverside.
Yeah. That's across the street from Riverside. Yeah.
But then like the next day they're going to like get them like at like 2:00 in the afternoon or whatever. And then they're going to leave to drive home the next morning. So they're like, yeah, I don't think we want to leave them in the room because that would be my worry. Like, what if my dog just like goes berserk and is like barking constantly in the room? Like, I don't want to like be that dog owner where my dog is just like creating all this chaos in a room, or or they're just like sad and like lonely, or they're like confused and all this. Like I just don't want to be in that situation, you know?
I know, because Riley is super chill. Like, she does not really bark, or, unless there's like, she will see, like, she'll bark a couple times, but she won't like go crazy, or she won't tear anything up. She'll just like, she's lets me know somebody's cruising by the lake. But she would be at a hotel, like, and she doesn't go to hotels, and there's just it's a different environment. Like, I just don't
Totally
know.
different.
Like, I think I would be. It would just add a level of stress that I would not.
It would
Like,
give
I
me
go to
anxiety,
vacation.
right?
Exactly, I go to vacation to like chill, and I think the whole time, like, I'm riding Space Mountain, I'm like, dude, did like a a cleaning person come in and clean our room, and then they didn't close the door the whole way, and Riley's now not at Riverside, she's at
I know
French
you're at
Quarter, like,
Boathouse trying to enjoy a meal, but you can't enjoy
she's
it.
on a Sasagula boat or something. I know, because it would just, and I know people take their dogs and everything's fine, but I just, like, that would just be like I'd be more worried about that than a kid, because the kid would be with me the whole time. I don't know, like, it just makes me nervous.
Yep.
Oh my God, can you imagine bringing George cats? I don't think you're not allowed to bring cats, are you? I don't think you.
That's why he's saying like he wish he could bring his cat.
Oh my God, could you imagine cats aren't? I've never had a cat, but I mean, cats I think are real sketch. Like, when it comes to travel, right? Don't you have to give them like pills? Like, I've heard like they don't travel well. I don't know. I've never had a cat.
I'm allergic really badly.
I've never
to
had
cats,
one
so-
either. I've just heard all the stories. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you got hoop-de-doo. Give us some more ADRs. Let's go through it until we get we need some calls. It's the open line, 475-847-173. Call in.
So I'll give one for my springtime surprise. So there's a place that I really like, but Emily's not the biggest fan of, so Emily's not coming with us, and Liz is just kind of go with the flow. So we're at Riverside. So someone I think it was Joe in the Discord, was like, since you're staying at Riverside, I know you're going to the Boathouse, which is a good call, right? Like,
Yep.
Mike, you and I have been to Boathouse many times, and I like it. But I'm going with the Edison, because like I haven't been there in so
Interesting.
long, and they have some of the best cocktails at Walt Disney World, in my opinion. And they have some like sneaky good food options there too. And like, it's just a cool spot that like people don't talk about a lot. And I haven't been there in a few years, so I want to check it out again. So I'm going to the Edison.
Okay, so the Edison. See, I've never been to the Edison, and I don't know why. I just think I don't know. Like, I just think I feel like I'd be out of place. That's one of the few places at Walt Disney World I think I'd feel out of place.
I think you like it. Like, it's got like some live music. It's cool in there. Like, I got to get you there sometime. I think it's kind of fun.
I'll have to check it out.
I'll take some video. I'll do some video.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. I
got to
check it out. Yeah, I'll check it out. Okay, hang on, we got a call. So let's grab this on the from the 815. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, that's Billy. How's it going?
Hey, Billy. Good talking to you, bud. What's up?
Oh, not much. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Now that you're on the line, how are things up in the Chicagoland area?
Not terrible. Not as warm as it is probably in St. Louis, but it was 65 today, so pretty happy about that, because it was about 40 yesterday.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're 71 right now, so we're hanging in there. So can't complain.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, me neither.
so what do you think about the topics of the night? The transportation, the ships, all this other nonsense we're talking about tonight. What you got?
On the transportation, yeah, I'm kind of fine with it as long as it's going to be okay for, like, say I'm staying at Riverside in a couple weeks, as long as I can go from, like, hey, I have an ADR at Polynesian. Are they going to say, like, hey, I'm going to the Springs to Polynesian? They're like, nope, you're staying at Riverside, as long as that's not an issue. So.
No, I think they're fine as long as you just had a magic band and you're an on-site guest. You have carte blanche to go anywhere on property. I think they're just trying to get people that are
Hopefully.
not guests. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what it said.
But yeah, that's
That's a good call, though. That's good thinking, though,
Yeah.
because like I do like the resort hop and things like that. Right?
100%.
When you're on there, yeah, that's a
Right.
good call.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you can't go from, resort to resort. You got to hub somewhere. So the parks or
Disney
Disney
Springs
Springs
is
is
the
about
hub.
the only place you can do it.
You know what? I don't use Disney Springs for a hub a lot of times. I'll go to the studios.
We've done that before. Like, especially if you're like at a Skyliner resort.
Yeah, like if
That's
I'm like,
kinda easy,
or
right?
if I'm at Coronado, like I'll take a bus to the studios because right across the street.
Oh, I
Sometimes.
guess I really never thought of that. But yeah,
Sometimes.
that's a good idea.
Just depends.
Learning something new.
When you're by yourself, sometimes you're just like, I'll just do that. I'm not in a hurry. It's because it's you know what? Because the studio's like, plus like the Skyliner thing too. This I like how the Skyliner and the bus they're right next to each other. Like you don't have to take many steps. It saves you a lot. It saves you steps. You're
That
like
is
right
true.
there.
That is
Boom.
true.
Yeah. Go ahead. So what else you got,
I
Bill?
guess I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
No. So what other things you got? So what about the ships? Like this Believe ship? Anything like you'd like to see change or any modifications? Anything you like about the other ships in the Wish class?
The only cruise I've been on was the podcast cruise, so I know the magic, and that is it. So
interesting.
But I have a bounce back, so maybe I'll have to try that out. Try another ship out.
So is there
that placeholder you got?
I know. I'm trying to figure out.
I got a couple. I got a couple that are burning a hole in my pocket that I need to reserve something for.
So go ahead.
I really want to get on the Treasure and see the Haunted Mansion bar. Haunted Mansion is my favorite attraction, so I definitely want to see that.
You have to, or the Destiny.
Yeah,
it's on that one too. Yeah,
either or. I'm not going to be picky.
I'm telling you, you would love it. It is because it's so quaint. Like you walk in, and I mean, it's it's not big. It is everything is just right there. Oh man, it's made for you, Billy. I know you. Like you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You definitely have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah, I definitely need to get moving on getting that done.
Absolutely.
But other than that, still got the Springtime Surprise Beignets meetup.
Yes. Announce that because I totally had it. I have it written right here. SS meet and Springtime Surprise meet, and I forgot to announce it on the shows because we got talking about who knows what last week during the recordings. We talked about the stupid $29 all you could eat thing in Big Mac Land, and I totally forgot to announce about that. So talk about the Springtime Surprise meetup. Did you guys, Scotty G will be there. Billy's going to be there. I think it's a French Quarter beignets. When's that all going to happen?
That is Saturday the 18th at 2 p.m. At Riverside. Or I'm French Quarter. Sorry. If you're looking for beignets in Riverside, you ain't gonna find them.
You're gonna be the only one sitting there at Riverside, maybe.
I was like, well,
where is everybody at?
Yeah. You're at Riverside, but you're having beignets.
No.
At French Quarter.
Correction.
At French Quarter.
Yes.
French Quarter.
Oh, so good.
Bring your appetite. We're gonna have some beignets. We're gonna put some tables together. If it's nice out, maybe we'll expand outside. But like you never know, it could be kind of warm. So that's the great option. That's the beauty of that spot. Like you can be indoors or you could take it outside too. So if it's raining, obviously we'll be indoors. But it's a great spot for a meetup for sure.
It is.
Yeah, French Quarter is such a great resort.
2 o'clock's a great time because like in the morning it's insane for the line to get the beignets. At night it's insane. Like right then you won't have to wait like forever to get your beignets.
Yeah.
Like,
And then you can like do something right after the race too. You can get into the park for a little bit, and like Billy though, I think you're going straight to the airport afterwards. Is that right?
That is true.
Hey, you're going out with a highlight though, right? The beignet meetup, and then
Yeah. Meeting people from the Discord.
Yeah.
So
bring a bag of beignets for the plane. I always bring a snack for the plane. TSA approved.
But anyway,
I say bring it for the TSA, like some bribery to get me through these lines quicker.
Those workers deserve some beignets at this point.
Yes, they do. Yes,
absolutely.
They do.
All right, Billy, it was so good to talk to you. Thanks for calling in tonight. You have a great Easter up there.
All right, you guys too.
Glad we're friends.
Hey,
buddy.
I'll see you in a few weeks.
Yeah, I wish I could be there.
Yeah, I'll see you. Yeah, I wish you could too. We'll see each other pretty soon, hopefully.
Yes, we will. All right, you take care of yourself. Happy Easter.
All right, you too.
Bye.
All right,
look at this. Sean's already got the forecast. It's 85 and sunny for the meetup. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's great. And Sean's gonna be there. Everybody's gonna be there. Oh my gosh, I wish I was gonna be there. Ugh. Let me do this. All right, 475-847-173. We can take a couple more calls, so give us a call and let us know.
I wonder if
what
they're
you
gonna have a
think.
specialty because they've been doing that lately. They've been having a specialty beignet. The last time we did this, it was over Wine and Dine, and they had like a cookies and cream, I think, because it was like a Halloween type of beignet, and it was actually pretty good.
I know they do have those specialty ones, and I always go with the classic. All right, we have a call.
Oh yeah, I like the classic one. I think Veronica like had it, and I
Yes.
was like, "Can I try that one?"
That's
And,
better.
it was good.
All right, caller, are you there?
I am. Hi.
Hey,
Good
who's
evening.
this?
Hi, Mike. Hi, Scott. This is Diane from Massachusetts.
Diane, what's going on? Thanks for calling in.
Oh, you're welcome. How are you guys?
Wonderful.
Doing great. How about you?
Okay. Yeah, not too bad. Still battling a sinus infection that I think I brought home from Princess Weekend, but trying to kick this ahead of springtime surprise. So
Ooh,
getting better day by day.
Princess
but
Weekend. That was
overall
still
good.
several weeks ago. Shoot.
Yeah,
Yes.
the souvenir
yes,
nobody
the-
wants.
Yes, it's the gift that keeps on giving with this thing. It's impossible to shake, but it's getting better. So I'm hopeful.
You'll get there. You need some more Florida sunshine here soon.
I think so. I think I belong in Florida, truthfully.
Because we all think. So what's going on? We got on your mind tonight?
So I actually wanted to call because the topics that you brought up were pretty interesting to me, and I wanted to start first by saying thank you for your assistance. A couple of weeks ago, I put a question in the listener questions, like Facebook page on a Monday. My mom and my aunts were actually stuck in Florida. Their flight got canceled coming back to Providence, and they had a couple extra days. So I had asked for your suggestions because they're all older. I won't say their ages, but and they're not super familiar with Disney. So you and Pam gave me some really great suggestions that I could pass along to them of how to make use of their day because they didn't have park tickets for those 2 days. But it was interesting to hear what Disney's doing right now because they had to move. They were at Coronado, and they couldn't accommodate them for the extra 2 days at Coronado. They had to move to a Disney Springs hotel, which was convenient for them because they were so close, but they did utilize the buses to get to different resorts. So they went to the boardwalk, and I was just curious how that would work for guests who may want to hang out at the boardwalk, do some shopping at other resorts. If they don't have an ADR for that resort, will they be turned away?
Ooh, I guess they could be. I mean, technically, you'd have to plead your case. I mean, Scott, we've always been able to get in. And you know what? Here's the thing, too. This is where common sense should prevail. That I would think that if you're, a couple of mature folks that look like you want to do some shopping, I would think the security guard, because most of the security guards are typically like, mature folks. They're going to be more. This is just my read of the situation from my experience of going to Walt Disney World for like 25 years. They're going to be like, just go ahead, and like let you in. But so you're saying though, they're coming in. So the buses though, those buses only take you to theme parks. They don't take you to resorts from the Disney Springs hotels. So I'm thinking about how that would work. Scott, what do you think? So to go to the boardwalk, you'd have to go to Epcot.
Are you talking from the buses from Disney Springs to the resort though? Is that what you were saying, Diane?
So she was in a Disney
Yeah,
Springs hotel, like
they were-
the Holiday Inn,
they
or
were
like
at the-
something?
Right, they were at the Wyndham, so they had the little walkway. They came down the escalator, like right near Bippity Boppity Boutique, and
I
they
gotcha.
went to the bus station, took a bus to the Boardwalk Resort, and they rode those like tandem bikes. They had such a great afternoon, but they wouldn't be able to do that, I guess, because they didn't have Magic Bands.
That's right.
This is
So
a
in
bad
that
plan,
instance, yes, they would not be able to get on the bus. Yes.
So right now they wouldn't be able to because they're
Yes.
but it's a tricky situation because they were resort guests and they tried since their flight was canceled, there was no place for them to stay, so they were booted kind of to a
Yep.
non-Disney resort. That's a tricky situation because
Yeah.
they were
that is
Disney resort.
tricky.
I was trying to plead my case. Like I
Yeah.
was just a Disney guest like
Yes.
for the last 2 days. Like,
100%.
here's my hotel receipt where like I checked out. Like I would try to plead my case. Like I was just a hotel
Yeah.
guest, but I don't know how that would work though, because you scan your Magic Band and it wouldn't show.
Yeah, because it would probably come up red or instead of green or something.
Yeah.
But like Scott
Oh,
says,
that's
I mean,
a
if you
bummer.
get
That would be that's a unique scenario,
that
but
is
it
a
could
super
easily
unique,
happen.
that's
though.
a super unique like outlier scenario. But like Scott says, like if you explained your situation, what's 2 seats on the bus? You know what I'm saying? Like, go, come on, like it's goodwill. You know, like they should let you on that bus because like you just were there. You've been a hotel guest over the past week. Like, you know, this was a extenuating circumstance. Like, come on, like just let us go over to the boardwalk and have some fun. We got stuck. You know, any kind of cast member that's got any common sense is gonna like shuffle you onto the bus. Like, what's that hurting? But you know, there's that
True.
1 in 10 person that's gonna follow every, you know, rule. But you're right.
Yeah.
Like by the book, you probably wouldn't get on the bus.
No, I get it, and I understand why they're doing it, because especially if things are busy, the resorts are fully booked. You know, I've learned not to question Disney things all that much because they pretty much have it like all figured out. So I'm assuming that they're, you know, filled to capacity or whatever with their guests, so they're making the money there. They don't necessarily need the extra guests or traffic, you know, coming in. At least that's the way I'm looking at it, like logistically. But yeah, hopefully it's just temporary, you know, during these times, because I think a lot of people do utilize those Disney Spring area resorts. So that'll be a bummer for them.
No, what it all to me, like what it always gets back to is like picture. I always kind of nail it down to like the Polynesian parking lot, right? You're paying say $700 a night minimum for a room at the Polynesian, and you drove. You get there, you can't park your car because people are kind of scamming the system, like saying they have an ADR for Kona or they're going to go shopping and they leave the car there to get access to the monorail resort, something like that. I mean, if I was paying $700 a night minimum for a hotel room, I expect to have a parking spot every single time I come back to my hotel. Like bottom line. So if they have to enforce a rule like that, I'm fine with it. And that's kind of like the whole scope of why, you know, like we can't have nice things. You know what I'm saying? Because a few people abuse the system and most people are not abusing the systems, because like that situation you just said, we shouldn't have to like worry about that. But you're right. I mean, because everybody that's paying that money should be entitled to like being able to have access without being clogged up with people that are not paying into the system, you know, because we're all paying as resort guests. So you should have that entitlement. That's
Right,
just me,
100%.
though.
I agree.
Good point. What else?
So, and then I wanted to just mention, I do love the name of the new cruise line. I'm a big DCL fan. I've done pretty much all of them with the exception of course, the Adventure. I don't think I'm getting on that anytime soon. And then I haven't done the Treasure. But a few years ago when we did the Wish and we were up at the, now I can't remember the name of it, the lounge that's themed after Beauty and the Beast. Is it the Enchanted Rose? I forget.
I think it's just called
had
the
like
Rose.
a teapot drink.
I think.
Yeah, something about the Rose. I was talking to a cast member, and we were just kind of chatting about like what the future names would be, and like my kids and I often have this conversation. Just, you know, we talk Disney a lot in the car, and we did kind of throw around the Believe, and we're like, oh, I don't know if they'll do that, even though it's such a huge Disney word, you know, the word Believe, but it's not quite a noun, so it doesn't like fit very well, like the Believe. But the fact that they did name it the Believe is kind of like, you know, exciting for us because we did guess that would be the next ship name. So it's cute, and I agree with you guys who said that, you know, it doesn't always like land very well initially, but then the more you hear it, and then especially if you get to be a guest on it, it definitely like sits better and it grows on you.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, you know, because I obviously my job, I talk about the names of the ships every day, all day. Because I call in, I'm like, I was like, what ship and sail date? I'm like, the Fantasy, you know, the Dream, the Treasure. And at first, like, you know, when a new ship comes out, you're just like, the Adventure, you know, the you know, the Destiny was the one that really got me. I'm like, the Destiny, dude, that sounds so weird. Doesn't sound weird anymore. It just sounds like a ship, you know, like the Believe, you know, is starting to like sound just like it's a ship. You know, it's not that we're booking it yet, but I mean, it'll fall in, you know, it's a Disney ship name. I like it. And Scott, good point there too. I like it. I like it because of Scott's reasoning. That makes it already one of my favorite, probably my favorite in the class. I like it because of that. So that's cool.
I agree. And I totally see Peter Pan being in that atrium.
Cool.
I thought the same thing. I
He's
feel
gotta
like there's
be,
got to
right?
be some sort of element of Tinkerbell, Peter Pan in there for sure.
I mean, it'd be too easy, right? I mean, right? Like, yeah, Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, like, because you could have Tinkerbell, like, up high, because the Wish class has that little balcony, right, that above the stage. You could have kind of
Oh
Tinkerbell
yeah,
above that.
you can have a little Tinkerbell there for
Yeah,
sure.
like above the little,
I can see it
yeah,
now.
yeah. It's like it's writes itself. Like it's not that hard. Yeah, I agree. That'd be cool.
Yes, definitely.
So anything
All right.
else?
Well, oh, sorry.
No, anything else on your mind? Yeah. So it's springtime surprise. What are you running?
I'm going to be doing the 5K with my kids, the 10K solo, and then I signed my daughter and I up for yoga, which I've never done before, but it was still there, so I felt like it was an open invitation to me, so I signed us up.
So now yoga's before everything, right? It's like it's the day before the 5, or it's different at springtime, or is it? When is that?
Yes, it's after. It's on the Monday morning.
Okay. But it's usually like at the other race weekends, like before it starts. But yeah, springtime, it's after all the events. So now, see, I was, that's the one thing I don't do at marathon weekend or any other weekends. I don't do yoga because I am stiff as a board all the time. That'd be the most funny thing ever. So you excited for the yoga, like with the mats and going in and doing all that? What do you think about that?
I am, and it's funny. It's kind of embarrassing, but I am a sucker for Disney merch. So when we did Princess, and we were at the airport, we're in the JetBlue terminal at Orlando International, and the couple in front of us had their mats rolled up, and like the Run Disney, and they slung it over their shoulders. And I told my friend, I said, "Oh, we must do this next time. Like we can't leave Disney next time without a yoga mat." So honestly, like I tell people, I do it for the merch. And so, yeah, we're gonna try it out. I think it'll be a great experience. My daughter is a dancer and a cheerleader, so I think she does a lot of yoga as part of her training. So I think it'll be a really nice bonding experience for us and something new I've never done at Disney, which is also awesome.
It'd be great for pictures too. I mean, you'll be out there, it'd be awesome. Yeah, and your daughter will kill it. If she's a cheerleader and all that. Yeah, you'll have a good time because, especially being at the end of the weekend, like. No stress. Just get up, have fun, stretch out, like get your, loosen up those legs after the runs. I like it. And look for Scott out there on the 10K course.
Oh, definitely. I'm looking forward to meeting you, Scotty G. I feel like I'm going to be meeting a celebrity. So I'm very excited.
I'm like a C-list, D-list celebrity for sure. But Diane, I'm definitely looking forward to meeting you. This should be a fun weekend for sure. I'm excited.
Sounds good. Well, you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for taking my call, and thanks so much for these shows. They really keep me going.
Hey, you just made my night. I appreciate you, and you. Thanks for being such a great part of the community. We appreciate you so much, and have a good Easter.
You too. Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so that is gonna do it for the calls this week, and we got 2 weeks in a row. It worked. It's a miracle.
Woo! There we go.
So Jason says he's having a pub sub tonight for us. So shout out to Jason.
Nice.
We also need to send a huge congratulations to our friend Paul from the Discord, from our clubhouse, who became a grandpa again today. Little granddaughter Ava. We saw a picture in the clubhouse. That's what our clubhouse is really about. It's not just about the Disney talk, which it is about 90% of the time, but it's just about family hanging out. It's the folks listen to our show. We hang out. We talk about our lives. We talk about everything going on. Of course, Disney most of the time, but shared a great picture of his new granddaughter, Ava. She's beautiful. She's healthy. And of course, proud grandpa Paul is over the moon. So we're happy for him. Just want to say a huge congratulations from all of us here as part of the podcast family. That's pretty awesome, Scott.
Yeah. I was very excited to see that news. Love just seeing like big milestones, life updates in the Discord. Makes me happy. I react to most messages that I see on there. Sometimes it's hard to keep up, Mike, and respond to them all, especially like on the weekend, because I'm doing a lot of video editing on the weekend. So sometimes I go a little silent. It's kind of funny. It's probably the opposite of most people. They're probably more active on the weekends, but that's when I'm trying to like get out a new video, so then I'll try to catch up like at night or like on Monday. But yeah, very excited to see that news.
Yeah, I'm same way. Weekends, I can't keep up. Like weekdays are more predictable for me. So I can get on there more than
because I can like sit down at lunchtime. I take a break in the middle of the day. That's a good time for me to catch up. But like on a Saturday or Sunday, I just could keep going with the editing. I'm like nonstop. So, but I saw it this morning and that was great.
So a little feedback though before we jump out of here. Sean says he wished they still had the water park party on Sunday night for the springtime surprise. I never did that. You had one rained out. Was that the springtime surprise? No, that was like a DVC.
No, I
thing.
did like a Typhoon Lagoon.
There's DVC,
like
right?
Party rained out once.
Yeah, I
but
remember that. Yeah, you're down there.
But the thing is, I had 2 booked that week because I did the DVC Typhoon
That's right.
Lagoon party a couple days later. So
Nice. And
I love those. Those are so much
by
fun.
the way, George has your A list in his.
George
eyes.
is so kind. Like, George is the best.
I had to get that on there. Over on Instagram, real quick, Amy says, hey, listen to you guys all week. We are APs from Maryland, headed down in 14 days. We're visiting all the parks, dining, of course, Ohana, and first time for Yachtsman for our anniversary. So shout out to Amy and happy anniversary to you guys. Thanks for listening to the show.
We may cross paths a little bit depending on how long their stay is.
That's awesome. DePauli says that's so funny because I thought the same with the yoga, saw the mat, and I was like, I need to do that so I can get the mat. So there you go. I think maybe people are just stretching to get the mats. I don't know, but you know what? I'm a merch person too. But I'm not stretching with that. So, and by the way, Amy's staying at the Polynesian. She said so.
Very nice.
I mean, you gotta do that for your anniversary. Well, I've stayed at my anniversary at Pop Century. So what am I saying? You don't have to. I mean, my wife knows I'm a poor cheap guy. So
we've never done an anniversary trip.
We got married in June, so that's just convenience. That's when we were able to travel.
We might have a Hawaii anniversary trip though in a couple of years though.
Yeah, this is our 20th anniversary. We're not even getting vacation this summer because of Mallory's senior trip and all that stuff. It's so sad. Like it's a mess. But we'll do something in the fall. That's why I keep telling her, like, we'll just do like 20 in like 3 months or something. Same thing. Anyway, so real quick, let's do this kind of out of order. So I know that you've been editing all day. You've been grinding at the video toaster. That's so like 20 years ago when I was in college. Putting the video together, but what's happening on Must See Adventures, so folks that are tuned in right now can know what's happening this week on the channel, so we can get everybody up to date.
Coming up next, we're back at Walt Disney World from our summer cruise. We had to get off the ship, Mike. They let us.
Happens.
Not let us. They made us get off the Magic. You and I went separate ways. You went home, which was a weird thing to do, right? Like you just went straight to the airport from the Magic.
Yeah. I had a kid. Yeah,
I know. But we didn't. We went to Saratoga Springs for a couple of days, so we have some time in Walt Disney World. We have a in-depth room tour. So if you're ever curious about a 1-bedroom villa at Saratoga Springs, this is going to be the video for you. 18 minutes is the room tour alone. We go into all those details. We spend time at Epcot, Journey of Water, dining, Sanaa, all this stuff. So come check it out. It's a fun video. Must See Adventures. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Must See Adventures over on YouTube. Do that this week for all the fun. You got your cruise and your Saratoga Springs there to get you through there. Shout out to Fitz, the great race announcer tuned in over on Instagram right now.
Fitz.
What's up?
Fitz, my friend. That's awesome.
Glad you're here. That's awesome. Glad to see you over there. It's always awesome to see you there. We're wrapping up here though, so don't forget, you can give us a follow on the social media. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike, Instagram, Twitter, Threads at Be Our Guest Mike. Scott's in those same places at Epscott. That's EPSCOT. But where you need to go again is Must See Adventures over on YouTube, and like and subscribe there. Come over to the Clubhouse. That's beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. That's our Discord server where we keep the conversation going 24/7. We'll have another live show even next Sunday night, even though it is Easter. We'll jump in here because we'll have already consumed all the ham and deviled eggs by then, and we should be good. I'll just roll down here into the studio and get things going. So we'll do that next Sunday night, most likely. So tune in, and we'll let you know if we can't, but we should.
It might just be you because I might be on the road.
I know, but we'll see what happens. So just stay tuned for that. We'll try. And let's see. Don't forget, the show's always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We're always brought to you by them because they're the best. If you're planning a Disney adventure, we'll take care of you for no additional cost to you. Swing by the website this week and just fill out that quote form. We'll take it from there. So just swing by over at themagicforless.com. Please also use that Amazon affiliate link when you do the online shopping. Just click through our link and it takes you right back to the site. Supports everything we do throughout the year. beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And of course, you can become a patron of the show. Thanks to everybody who already does that. It's $5 a month. And when you do that, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Again, 2 weeks ago, I talked about Mallory getting pulled over for the first time, and I congratulate the St. Charles County police for pulling her over because she was breaking the law. That's called hands-on learning. Slow down and get your plates fixed. So that's good stuff. And I talked about that lesson. That's how you learn when you're 16 or 18 years old. I forgot what I talked about this week. Oh, technology upgrades. About the first time I bit the bullet and got a router because we got ripping fast internet in the house because we got rid of cable this week. Finally, I know, right? I'm old. I got rid of cable. Finally, now we're just on YouTube TV, and that's it. I know. We used to have we had Spectrum like my whole life, and it used to be called Charter Cable. Finally, got rid of it to save money this week. So I talk about that on Mike in the Midwest, but I also talk about like all these technology upgrades over the year. And I remember the first time at our old house when we went from, we had a phone cord that I used to work on our deck at our old house. And I went and got like at Target, like 100-foot telephone cord that I'd plug into the jack in our kitchen. And I'd run it all the way out through the door, out the side, up the patio. And I'd have to put like a cone so the kids wouldn't like chop the door closing and chop the cord. And I'd sit on the patio and do my like schoolwork on this old laptop that was plugged in. It was like 100-foot phone cord. And then when I finally got that first, it was called like a Z-wire thing or something. But it was during March Madness when we got this thing. I remember because I was watching March Madness and just looking at this little tower thing. And I'm like, dude, I'm on the computer and there is no wires. I'm like, this is so cool. And it's so fast. It's like, 20 years ago or something. We got this new internet and I'm like watching March Madness this past week. And I'm like just doing speed test. I'm like, this is so fast. Because we finally got, like symmetrical gig internet. But tech upgrades are cool. So that's what Mike in the Midwest is about. It's, sometimes Disney, most of the time not, but it's just nonsense for 30 minutes a week. So if you want to come over and get in on that, it's patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. The money goes to support all the Be Our Guest podcast stuff. That's just bonus nonsense that really doesn't matter, but I try to give you something. All right. So give us a follow and we'll be there. We'll talk to you on the social media, but until then, we'll have all the shows this week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So for Scotty G, I'm Mike. You guys have a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.